1266522. Let's do a bit of eating. Brian, good to see you. I want to bring another guest in firstly. I'm sure it's something that interests most people. How do you cook really healthily and brilliantly for less money? Well, McDermott's been doing that after a fashion, but now Coleraine Borough Council have designed a programme to support people who find it particularly difficult to cook on the budget. Wait for it. Tasty Nosh for less Dosh. It's a free event. It's going to be held in Coleraine and Kilrea. And Ian Orr will feature, as will our own resident chef, Brian McDermott. At the helm here from Coleraine Council's Debbie Blair. Hi, Debbie.
Hello there.
Well, what's the thinking here? I mean, obviously we live in times when people maybe don't want to spend big cash on food, and maybe responding to a social need here, Debbie.
Yes, the project Tasty Nosh for Less Dosh is aimed at everyone in the community who would like to be able to cook on a lower income and yet provide healthy, nutritious food for the family. Everybody is finding the financial pinch in recent times, so it's really just to show people that they still can provide healthy, low-cost food, reduce waste and increase the use of leftovers in the home. Don't
people have a sense of it anyway? I don't know about yourself, I'm no great chef, but I know when there's only a couple of pound there that's just going to be a spuds and beans kind of day. We know that, don't we?
Yes, well that's it. And I know the recipes from the events tonight and next Thursday will showcase, there are some lovely meals that can be put together on a very low budget. Portions ranging from 50p per portion for soups and stews and various different options. So it is to showcase that there's lots of different types of meals available to put together on a very low income.
What's your own default position if you reach into the pocket there, Debbie, and there's £3 and shrapnel? What's your own strategy?
I suppose it's just about thinking. Family food, I suppose, and low cost. So thinking of your staple foods, your low fat products, your meats, thinking of the Eat Well plate even in terms of healthy eating, your starchy carbohydrates, your fruit and vegetables, your calcium based products and your proteins, and trying to limit as much as possible your sugary and fatty type foods. So thinking of all the foods that will keep you fuller for longer, the likes of your high fibre foods, higher in fibre, and this would keep you filled for longer.
There you are, Brian. She's singing your tune, really, isn't she?
Absolutely. This is where it all started for me 5 years ago. So I think it's a great initiative as well by Coleraine Borough Council to do this, because we're going right back into the heart of the communities, and the dishes that we're going to do tonight is going to tick every one of those boxes that Debbie's just spoke about. They're all very, very low cost dishes. They're all very nutritious, but what's really great about it is myself and Ian are going to stand there tonight and next Thursday, and we're going to show people how to do these dishes. We're going to take that chefy language that I'm always saying, get it out of there. We're going to strip it right back, and we're just going to teach people how to cook very affordably and how they can eat a lot better for less.
A chef off. Or versus McDermott. I would pay money to see that. Could you get a pair of boxing gloves? No,
not at all. We're too good of friends for that.
He's our buddies, I know that there. But Brian, you've basically forged ahead here. I didn't think today would have any sight of meat, but we're eating meat today.
Yeah, we are, and I know we touched last week and we said about proteins coming down. And if you look at first thing in setting the challenge, which Debbie and the council had set to us to come up with the recipes, you've got to sit down, you've got to say to yourself, right, what does this mean for the people that will be there tonight? Quite literally, they could be going to their pockets and not finding any £1 coin sterlings or any notes. So what does it mean for them? Is it to look at what is in their store cupboard ingredients? And tonight I'll be recommending store cupboard ingredients that they can add to over the next few months, so they've got cereals and grains and so on. But going back to the meat question, I've gone with a minced beef. We're bringing a butcher in tonight, a local butcher, just to talk about what are people buying at the minute. Are they looking past the prime cuts? Are they looking at the cheaper cuts? And if so, what to do with it? We'll answer that. That's what we're there for. So today I've done a really simple, I'm calling it my little economic stew, which basically is a few vegetables. Yeah, stews are, as my daughter once said, between a stew and a soup, a stoop. So, because of the consistency. So
I like
Stoop, isn't it? It's a great name. Yeah, she came up with that about a year ago. So what we've done is we've just literally browned off some meatballs, but to make the meatballs we've fried off some onion to give them some flavour and a little bit of nutmeg instead of the salt in there to keep them very, very healthy. And we've sweated that off with some vegetables as I hand it across to you. And in the vegetables it's just some carrots, a little bit of parsnip, some leek and celery. And again tonight I'll be focusing on that in terms of vegetables that you should hold within your fridge, and a little bit of meal planning is very, very important. So not just advice from us, but advice on meal planning tonight as well, so that if you do spend that little bit of money week by week, that you're not wasting 30 to 33% that normally goes to the bin.
How much?
That there is £1 sterling per portion.
And you can't have meatballs and vegetables for a pound.
We can get minced
a portion.
Beef. Yes, per portion.
How much for the whole thing? Feeding how many?
Well, if we're feeding four to six, and the reason that we do give a guide, by the way, on 4 to 6 recipes, because I was just asked that last night, is why do you give a guide of 4 to 6? Well, for me, if it's my family, myself, my wife, and my 2 kids, you could get more than 4 out of it. If it's 4 men, it's 4 portions. So the guide is always around 4 to 6, generally speaking.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's homely, it's functional food, it's comfort food, and it's so easy to do. It's one pot. This is another thing on the energy and the efficiency. This can be done in one pot.
Debbie, do you think people are afraid of cooking these days? That so much is so cheap in so many of the supermarkets that maybe people don't be bothered to cook?
I think maybe it's the confidence to cook and the skills and the ability. Sometimes people feel that it's quite difficult, and also for the working person, maybe having the time when they come in the evenings and putting food together. But I think the good thing with the Tasty Nosh events, the 2 chefs have been able to showcase some really simple recipes that anyone can attempt.
Okay, well look, you're bringing this showcase to Coleraine and Kilray.
Tonight the event is in Kilray Sports Complex. Unfortunately, we are fully booked for that.
That's not unfortunate. That's fabulous.
Yes, we've been inundated. It's been fantastic. We do have some free spaces available for next Thursday, the 6th of March. The morning event starts at 10:30 in Coleraine Leisure Centre till 12:30, and the evening event starts at 7 p.m. until 9. And we do ask people to register to Coleraine Borough Council Environmental Services Department.
All right. Well, Debbie, look, I must let you go. I feel very bad that you're sitting up there and I'm eating away. If you were in studio, you'd be stuffing yourself beside me here.
I just thank our funders as well. The Public Health Agency has been instrumental in putting this event together, and all the team in Environmental Services at Coleraine Borough Council for all of their support with this.
All right, Debbie, cheers. That's Debbie Blair from Coleraine Borough Council. You're selling places out now, yeah, boy, yeah.
And telling you, that's great. It's just a great reaction tonight. They look to take this really right into the heart of where people are needing to see chefs, are needing to see us cook simple and affordable food, and the reaction they got is phenomenal. We're going to have a few hundred people there tonight, and we're going to get the other ones booked out, because we're going to work hard to do that as well once the word starts to go out about what we're doing, because it's not about us, it's about what we're leaving behind, and that has very much been the focus. Even chatting with Ian this morning, what can we leave behind?
Dan was first in. It's very funny, Brad. I'm asking people what they do when the cash is short. What do they cook? He says reduced section, full spread banquet, cheap and interesting way to eat, sushi, weird cheese, meat, vegetable, Acumel multi-pack for dessert. When you go in and you got £3, get as much off the reduced shelf as you can. Is that a balanced meal for Dad, is it?
Well, look, if it's keeping him happy on his budget, it's a progress.
All right. Big stew, says Richard Gillespie. Hello, Richard, and Eugene Gallagher's. Pasta, tin of condensed Campbell's tomato soup, tub of Philadelphia, mushrooms, done.
Okay, whatever you're into. Doesn't excite me, that one.
All right, then. So, Brian, when you're sort of setting out, obviously you're a former restaurateur in your own right. Obviously it applies, I suppose, for everybody, because everybody, no matter if they're in the game professionally or feeding the weigh-ins, you're starting with a budget, you're cutting your cloth. Of course you are. You
have to, whether you're in business, as you said, or right in your home setting. And I've been saying this for a couple of years. Who does not want to eat better for less money? And that is respectively what it is about right now. And for Ian and his restaurants in Browns, it's absolutely flying at the moment, but he's got to walk into that restaurant tomorrow morning again with a completely different head on him for the commercial setting. He's offering a totally different product. He's on stage tonight alongside me. He's going to be basically stripping his restaurant style recipes right back to suit the budget, but keeping his core value. We've all got core values as cooks and chefs, and our themes and our personalities will come through. So we're literally stripping it right back to say, guys, start your cooking tonight.
Is there salt in your stew or stock in your stews?
Yeah, there's always stoops. Very good. In the stock cubes, there's going to be, and there's plenty. You'll hear us talk about it. Anyone that's going along tonight, we'll be talking about a 0% salt stock cube that is out there and on the market is last.
Do you not think chefs need to take us past the age of the stock cube, because it's the fix all. It's the remedy for
cooking,
isn't it?
It is, and talk about efficiency. If we're to turn up tonight and say, look, make your own stock, it takes 2 hours to make a vegetable stock, it takes 4 hours to make a chicken stock, so we're undoing what we really need to do tonight. The stock cube is there. I've always said it in the last 4 or 5 years. It's there as a background flavour. Don't go by the commercial rating, which tells you 1 to 500 millilitres of water. It's only there to assist with flavour. It should never be the main dominant flavour that becomes that addictive saltiness that people want in the MSG and so on.
Okay, and the no salt agenda, Brandon. I mean, it has. I mean, your TV gig has done you no harm at all, but it seems to be sweeping the country. I think there's sometimes people hit a nerve, and I fought you with the no salt thing, but you were right. It seems.
Well, look, who's right and who's wrong? I was right for myself. I made the decisions for myself. I went on a journey which was re-educating myself about food on a healthier way by losing salt. It worked for me, and you know what, Marcus? Last 6 months, it seems to be working nationally because I am just getting inundated with requests because of the television, because of this show, and because of some of the national media profile we're getting. And again, what can I do and what do I want from it? Yes, you want to capitalise on it. Yes, you want to secure your future in terms of your value as a person.
Well, you put the hours in, don't you?
You do. But more importantly, you want to leave a legacy. And if I can be seen as the person that is going to have a legacy in relation to getting salt cut down commercially and in the home setting, I'm going to do it.
Okay, I will get the whistle stop on the stoops in a minute, Brand. Just another little marker on the legendary food festival. Very exciting. And maybe Legacy 2013. Here's another. You touched on it last week.
It is. This is brilliant. And I mean, we launched it there on Monday, and we had the guys up from the original Bridgestone guy, John and Sally McKenna, spoke very glowingly about this city, about the food that this city has, and to say that we are ahead in Ireland. We are definitely
here. This town feels like an 80s town now, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Where people go to eat.
I mean, it's not too many weeks ago since we were talking right on this show and other shows about, you know, where our food was in this city. You know, there is someone who stepped right from the outside, who's the highest regard in this country, factual stuff, and he stood in and he said, there is something happening in terms of culinary, the passion, the individuals, the chefs. And you know what? For once, we're all collectively getting together to bring the legendary festival to the people.
Dates, people want that for the Dairies, Brand.
It's the 15th, 16th and the 17th of March. So we'll have Rachel Allen, Nev Maguire, Ian, myself, Emma McCord. There'll be loads of chefs from all over the city here.
We'll talk about it. Get those dates, folks. And finally, Brand, your whistle stop on your lovely stoops.
Yep, so my stoop, stew or otherwise today is quite simply go down, have a chat with your butcher and ask him for some lean minced beef and fry an onion, half an onion into that, add some nutmeg into it, form some meatballs, and then pan fry them and add to that some diced onion, some peeled and diced carrots, a little bit of leek, some celery, 1 or 2 cloves of garlic, and potatoes, a little bit of pepper. I've put in a small bit of thyme and then a little bit of stock in that, and let it gently and slowly cook until the meat is cooked through thoroughly.
Change out of a fiver.
Well, it's £1 a portion. It's actually just less than £1, but we're rounding it off to £1 a portion for tonight's event.
You're a champion. Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.